back to the Mancave Podcast, y'all. And sticking with the theme of historical events, I thought it'd be a good idea, since this episode drops on Valentine's Day, to actually talk about what the true history of Valentine's Day is.
Oh, like cutting hearts out and eating them?
Where did you hear that?
In the Bible.
No, I don't think you heard that in the Bible.
I swear, I think I did.
What verse or what?
It was
what book is this from?
I used to do like Bible studies, and I remember one day, I was young, I was like 10, 11. They covered like all holidays to be like, this is why we don't celebrate this. I was a Jehovah's Witness for the people who are here.
Yeah.
And I swear on Valentine's Day, they was like that it was like Egyptian was the origin of it. And they would like cut people's hearts and eat them. And that's where like the heart thing came from. I don't know.
I mean, maybe. I didn't see that. Most of the explanations around the origins of Valentine's Day that I found were, dated back to like AD with the Romans. So,
okay. With the OGs.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So basically, Valentine's Day was a pagan holiday that the Romans celebrated. Let me see what it was called. Lupercalia or Lupercalia is what it was called.
Originally.
So
Lupercalia, and then somehow became Valentine.
Right.
Okay.
So Lupercalia was something that the Romans celebrated. It was kind of like a festival. And essentially what happened was they would take all of the men.
Just sound like a disease.
It sounds like
I heard about Anthony. He got Lupercalia.
Chupacabra is what it sounds like. It sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
But basically what they would do is they would take all the men and then they would gather them, and then they'd have an urn with like all the women's names in it. Like every female in the city or whatever, they have their names written in the urn.
Okay.
And so men would draw from the urn.
Like a raffle.
Right, basically. Okay. And then whoever they drew, they got to have intercourse or relations with this
Lucky
person.
guys, I guess. It's like a swingers party.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it, bro. And we'll dive into this a little deeper later on, but I'm like, no pun intended. But I was just like, the irony of women being like raffled off like this, and then like fast forward to today, how we flip it to be like, oh, it's a celebration of our love for women, basically, because it's not really like catered to men. Obviously, everybody knows that. But yeah, I was just like, when I was reading, I was like, wow, this is crazy. But anyway, so that's kind of like the theme of the whole Lupercalia thing. And so what happens later on is there's this guy, his name's Saint Valentine.
Here we go. Now we got, all right, now it's starting to make sense.
Come on, bro. I like to lay the groundwork to give our viewers something to build up to.
I got you. I still got to ask questions,
And I appreciate that. So Saint Valentine is this, I believe he's a priest, and he's basically going against the Romans, the Roman government, if you will. And he's performing ceremonies to marry people, against their will, because not against their will. Okay. I'm sorry.
I thought he was choosing you and you would get married now.
That's crazy. Nah, not against their will. Sorry. He was doing it against the government's wishes.
Okay.
Because during this time, they were trying to recruit young men to join the military.
Okay, of course.
And basic human psychology,
if you have nothing to live for,
you're more willing to go and die for something.
Gotcha.
Exactly. So they're like, no, like we're not doing any marriages. We want young, strong men to be focused on just winning wars, so nobody else can get married. So this guy's still marrying people.
Yeah.
And then they basically cut his head off. And Valentine, yes. So then before he dies, he's arrested. He's in a cell, and he's writing a note to this young couple that he's planning to marry. And he ends it with, "From your Valentines."
Sincerely. And who he was writing Cupid?
Kind of. So the whole Cupid thing, I believe, comes from Eros, which is like the Roman language for like erotica or arousal.
Makes sense.
Which is the whole theme around like sexual activity and all of that stuff. So I forget the connection, but I was thinking of like Eros, Eros, kind of sounds like arrow, Cupid with the arrow. Yeah. That's a connection I drew immediately, but I'm pretty sure that's not the explanation. But anyway, so this guy gets his head cut off. Fast forward a couple of years later, the Roman church is trying to basically appeal and appease Christians.
Okay.
And so this whole Lupercalia thing is like a pagan holiday. So they're trying to rebrand it and name it Saint. The first day of feast for Saint Valentines is what they ended up calling it.
Okay.
And then obviously we watered it down into Valentine's Day.
So they kill him.
Right.
And then 5 years later or whatever.
Not 5 years. It was a long time after that.
1,000 years later.
No. However many years it was later. Yes.
They're like, let's celebrate him or honor his death by giving him this holiday.
Yeah. And so he's a saint. So, churches love saint whatever. And people ate that shit up. And so it became like this. It's still like at its core was about Lupercalia, but they started to kind of do things a little differently.
Now the women get to pick what guy fucks them and stuff.
Maybe. But I was like, this is interesting because I feel like a lot of what we hold on to today in Western culture like dates back to a lot of this type of shit.
Yeah.
And we just do it for no reason, like without any really understanding of why we're doing this shit.
Yeah, because it becomes for some reason like tradition, culture, right? It's like nobody sees Valentine's Day and goes, why do we do this? No. It's just like, oh, it's Valentine's Day.
Let me just go withdraw $500.
Yeah.
I already know. Yeah. But one of the craziest things that I read when I was researching this is during the Lupercalia festival, they would take apart, like they would sacrifice animals like goats and dogs and things like that.
The cliches, yeah.
Take them. Not now. You do something to a dog now.
Yeah, dogs. That's a little, right. Goats.
Yeah, nobody cares.
That's a Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh, it's in the Bible, so that's fine. Yeah. Right. Or was that the ram? I don't know. Whatever. But anyway, they would sacrifice these animals and then like use their limbs and like dip them in the animal's blood and then whip women that they were going to sleep with. Mm-hmm. And the idea was that it made them more fertile.
Okay.
Right.
Psychopathic behavior.
Exactly. But for some reason, people be championing the Romans like, oh, this was the most amazing period in history.
Yeah. What is the obsession with the Romans? It's like the Roman salute.
The Roman salute? Yeah. I don't know.
We know what we're talking about. Right?
I don't know. I never heard of a Roman salute, but I think, first of all, there's a very like specific group of people who are like celebrating Roman culture. Mm-hmm. Usually like are young or middle-aged white men.
Yeah. I mean, they conquered places, right? War, sure. Right?
They were very successful warriors.
So that's really where that comes from. I think they just like attach themselves to that kind of success.
I mean, like when you talk about like Giga Chad, Alpha, whatever, like Romans kind of like embody that for, I think, white people.
What would be your version?
What do you mean? Like my version?
Like black people.
Black people's Roman culture?
Yeah. What's your Roman Empire?
What's my Roman Empire? I think a lot of black people would probably point to like Mansa Musa, who's supposedly like the richest person in history, like period, bar none, not even close. And obviously some people would debate, well, actually. Yeah. Like, but it is kind of like hard to debate it. So if you want to challenge that, please drop some names in the comments and we can talk about it. But yeah, I think Mansa Musa would probably
like the black people's Roman Empire.
He's like the second under Jesus, basically. Yeah, probably.
That's a good list to be on.
And y'all's probably Bad Bunny at this point.
Hey,
Bad Bunny's like a cultural like superpower.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah, for sure. And then like aside from like the historical stuff, some of the shit that I kind of started to get interested about with Valentine's Day is like, where does it rank in terms of like our consumerism? Like how important is it from a dollar?
Okay, I think it's pretty up there.
Where
Right?
would 1 through 5? Where would you put it on the most money spent for holidays?
I would probably put that shit on like third.
That's crazy. It's third.
It's third.
It's third.
Yeah.
With men spending twice as much as
Of course.
women on average.
And that's why I put it on third, because it's really just the men that kind of raise the price of how much money is being used that time.
Yeah.
Obviously Christmas and shit is like shared, right? It's like, oh, men and women are all
everybody's
is spending money.
Yeah.
You know what's one that I didn't know? I don't even know if it's on the list.
But
Apparently Easter is a time to give like gifts, and I didn't know that was a thing.
probably because you grew up Jehovah's Witness.
Oh,
But no, for Christians, like even Baptists, Easter is a huge deal.
mm-hmm.
Huge deal. Jesus' resurrection. So
Can I? So
I don't know if I want to do this with you, George. I don't. Like,
this is a quick question.
Okay, sure.
So like, because Jesus, died, and then 3 days later he came back.
Mm.
Where did he go after that? Like, did he be like, peace out, I'm dying again? I actually don't know.
Well, I've heard stories where like Jesus started performing miracles in some places.
Until when? Until he was old?
I don't think he aged after that.
Okay, so then when did he go away?
I guess he's always here in spirit, so never really. This is why I said I didn't want to do this.
All right, fine. We'll keep it moving.
Oh no! But yeah, so Valentine's Day is the third like highest grossing
monetary holiday
in the U.S.
Okay,
with men spending about $235. And these are men who are in relationships, mind you. It's not single men, because if you're spending $235, that means you're on OnlyFans going crazy. But yes, men in relationships are spending about $235 on dates, with women spending about $110.
Okay, that's higher than I thought.
I was shocked by that, because I'm like, what the hell are y'all getting?
Be like $50.
What do you get for Valentine's Day?
A hug.
You don't get a card?
Oh yeah, shit.
Oh my God. Alina, so you don't have to talk.
Yeah, talk to her, please. I booked fucking like dinner reservations in like December.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And then I'm the one that like set up the whole like babysitting situation so that we can get the night like Saturday off. Tomorrow we're going to the fucking Birds Parade. Fuck Valentine's Day. But we'll celebrate it on Saturday.
You'll give her side chick day? That's crazy work. That's crazy. Giving your wife side chick day is
if
crazy
the Birds
work.
win the ball, I mean, what I gotta do?
God. Is she at least an Eagles fan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then it kind of works out.
Yeah, she wants to go.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to her. She's a team player.
Yeah.
I love that.
I just don't get no gifts.
Do you feel like, and this is kind of like one of the other questions I wanted to bring up, do you feel like you just don't care about the gifts, or you don't want to ask for anything?
I think before it was that I didn't want to ask for anything.
Okay.
Now it's that I don't care because I never got anything.
You've been doing it for so long.
Yeah, so I've been trained.
Yeah.
I'm whipped, as they would say, to not expect anything.
Have y'all been together for 10 years yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got together in 2011.
Okay. So about almost 14 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And before I used to get like some shit, like she would like buy me a little something, maybe bake a cake.
Yeah.
I guess that fades.
I have a kind of like hot take on the whole like Valentine's Day, just men in general shit.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like our standards are too low.
I would agree.
Like in relationships, and even like not in relationships, I feel like our standards are too low. Like I feel like, at least when I watch my wife in every day, like kind of shit, like her standards are high, so her likelihood of settling for some shit is extremely low, which means like even in her professional environment, she's attaining like high achievements and shit, because she's like holding herself to the same standard that she would expect somebody else to perform at.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like men overall could benefit from like having just this higher level of like, this is what I expect from you type shit.
Yeah. And I think men do that in
with
their
each other.
work, right? Yeah, with each other. But when it comes to like our women, we don't have that.
No.
Like we put that to so much other shit. Like,
so would you say it's because you don't respect women, or you don't expect them capable of great things?
I just think that it's you're setting me up here, and I like it. I appreciate, I respect it, right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be here and be upset.
We've been doing this too long, so you saw it coming like easily.
You know, I respect the game.
Yeah.
And your answer is yes. Do I respect women? Was that the question?
No.
No, it wasn't. Do I not respect them?
Yeah.
Look, man, I just don't think that when a woman is they get comfortable in a relationship just like guys do, right?
Yeah.
But when a woman gets comfortable, it's like, oh, they can get away with more shit. Like I said, they don't want to, like, I don't get baked goods anymore or treats, right? Because it's like, all right, cool, fine.
Anymore?
Oh, like I said, I used to.
Yeah. And your wife can bake.
Yeah,
I'm shocked.
I mean, so I don't get that shit no more.
Okay.
But I think guys is always like, I think it's a societal thing, right? It's like, if we don't perform,
Okay.
If I don't perform and do this shit that I need to do, especially for like Valentine's Day, and show her so that she can show everybody else that I love her. Yeah. Right. Then it's like, oh, well, then I didn't do my due diligence.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to post anybody anywhere that your girl did anything for you. Your wife, my bad, married, but respect on the name. That your wife did anything, right? It's like, but women really love to showcase that my man did this for me, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That we're here because of my man. But I mean, how often I know that I don't normally be like, oh, I'm here with my girl doing it. Like, I don't care about what other people think.
Okay. So if you were going to ask for something for Valentine's Day, and I guess like fellas in the chat also, like, let me know like what would be something you'd ask your girl or your wife for. What would it be? Like if you were going to ask her for something.
So, I mean, there's a couple of things that come to mind, right? Just like,
please don't say nothing like absolutely insane.
I don't know what you think of.
You have this, like, now that I've known you for so long and we've recorded so many podcasts, you get this look on your face where it's like the normalcy, whatever 5 seconds of normalcy you had in your brain, it turns off. And then all of the bullshit that you store in the back of your head all day while you're at work.
While I'm professional.
It's almost like it bubbles in your forehead. So where you like, all right, here's my chance.
But the reason that I like use filler words while I'm thinking about it is like, am I going to say it? So I give myself time to like get out of it.
Wow, you're a quick thinker then, because I know that's a hard conversation.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But no, like it's a toss up, right? Because like guys like being alone.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like not for Valentine's Day, but maybe like the next day.
Yeah.
Can I just like have some time by myself, get on the game, do some shit by myself?
Yeah.
All right. Like that'll be cool. But then that's perceived as like, oh, why don't you want to be with her? Right.
Hold on. Do you mean guys like being alone, or guys like want to spend time with their boys? Like,
I mean, whatever it may be.
Okay.
Because I mean, that's still alone time for you, right? Because you're not with her.
I don't know. I look at alone time as like a box.
Isolation.
Yeah, like, because like I actually enjoy isolation.
No, I enjoy it too. Yeah. Like just to be by myself. But it whatever that means for you.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, if it's like a product, like whatever, if I'm like, oh, you know, I like cameras and shit, you want to get me some shit that you know that I like. Mm-hmm. But then I think, it depends on the person.
Okay.
Like, if you ask yourself that question, if you were going to ask your wife for something for Valentine's Day, what would you ask her?
See, and that's kind of, and I'm glad you asked, because I was going to tell you anyway. I was like, and this is just like a glimpse into who I am. Like I'm thinking all the time.
Leads.
Logic.
I know you though, you know me.
You don't, because that's not what I was going to say. You're a piece of shit, but it's close. It's pretty damn close. No, I'm always thinking like logic, efficiency.
Sure.
Like, how can I not spend so much money, even though I married like literally the most expensive thing I'll ever have in my life? Mm-hmm. But so it wasn't for Valentine's Day, but we just finished kind of like all of like the renovations and shit, and selecting tenants for our property in Jersey. And And this was her first investment property. So she was like, babe, thank you so much for helping me, with everything. I want to kind of like give back to you to like just say thank you. Like, is there something I can get you or something I can do for you or buy you or whatever? I'm like, actually, yeah, because I have to rent out this other one over here that we have. Like, if you can hire cleaners to come in and clean, like that would be great. And she was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But like, what about for you?
So it's still in the same realm of leads.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's close. It's close.
It's like it's the neighbor.
Yeah, it's close.
It's not
one step down, but it's knocking on the door.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, for sure. That's kind of like
funny as shit.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, not completely wrong. But that's what I said. And
just help. Yeah, assistance.
Help me make more money to fund your life. Yeah, exactly. But then she was like, all right, so sure, no big deal. But like, what about for you? And so like, I've been eyeing for my gamers out there, PC gamers for sure. Even though I don't have a PC.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't have.
Shut up. I've been eyeing
Xbox guy, by the way.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Trash. I've been eyeing Civilization 7.
So, you love those games.
Yeah. I like to use my brain when I'm done using my brain.
Of course.
Right.
Logically.
I never give myself a break. Then I wonder why when I wake up.
But you're gonna live. Here's the thing. I think you're gonna live a long time.
I hope.
I don't think, and I don't want to knock on wood type shit. Yeah. But you're the kind of person that I don't think is gonna work. Like, you shouldn't. Statistically, and I think scientifically, like dementia and shit like that is not gonna, like, if it happens, it's a long shot because you like to practice, you like keep your brain moving all the time.
Yeah.
Like Civilization, it's a game, but you still thinking
hard as fuck. Yeah.
And I can imagine you like at 65, where most people be like, let me fucking slow down.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, well, all right, let me not keep doing real estate or whatever, but you're going to still stay active.
Do something. Physically
and mentally.
Yeah.
To where you still going to be you.
Right.
When the years come. Like, where most people start slipping and start using, hieroglyphics to talk. You gonna be still
Stephen
you.
Hawking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope so, bro. I'm gonna be honest. That's one of like my biggest fears is like just being a burden to my family.
Oh yeah. The moment that I'm like a vegetable, just take me out back and shotgun me or just sit me in front of SEPTA and tell them to move. just plant me. Sit back, go down the broad.
Oh my
and
God.
Just sit at the corner and then wait for that shit and throw me in front.
You out. I could just see you straight face just rolling.
This is sweet relief of death. Finally caught the bus.
Oh my God. It only took me 60 years, but I finally got you. Yo, I almost got hit by one of them shits earlier trying to come out of a parking space.
Oh my God. Yeah, they tweaking this week.
Yeah, man. If you're from the Philly area, man, SEPTA is awful. Jesus.
I know a dude through another person, like a person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That got hit by like 4 SEPTA buses. After the second one, I'm thinking this is your career to get hit by SEPTA buses because he was getting checks from them.
Yeah, it's 100%.
He couldn't walk straight, couldn't talk right, but he was getting them checks.
It's not worth it.
No, it's not.
It's not worth it. But yo, like going back to the Valentine's Day theme, if guys are spending $250, I'm curious, like, what are you spending your money on? Like, what are you doing?
Well, I only spend my money on the time together. Like the dinner is going to be pricey. We'll go out afterwards. Yeah. I know she's like me. So she loves movies. So we'll go to the movies. You know what I mean?
Captain America drops tomorrow.
So we're going to go watch that on Saturday.
Okay.
She loves to collect like the popcorn buckets. Oh. So we'll grab that.
She does or you?
No, she does.
Okay.
Like today she went to the theater. Apparently there's like 3 popcorn buckets for Captain America.
Wow.
And she just off the strength went by herself and grabbed one.
Wow. That's so dope.
So when we go on Saturday, if the other one's there, I'll buy her the other one. Okay. You know what I mean? So it's like I spend the money on like, sure, that's an item, but it's like we got it together. Like it's our time together.
Yeah. It doubles as like quality time and gifts. Yeah, for sure. That's fire. damn, you know how lucky you are to get like somebody who
she wasn't into movies or shit like that.
But she embraced it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Over time, she's just like, you know.
She was like, I like this. Because apparently she didn't watch fucking movies at all until we got together.
Well, I mean, it was bound to happen. I feel like the older you get, the slower you get, and you just start looking for shit that's more sedentary.
Right, like Civilization 7.
First of all, I still go play basketball 3-4 times a week.
You look, I was going to say, you look skinny as hell, man.
Definitely, thank you. Thank you.
You look good.
I was trying to get down to 215. I'm at like 218 right now.
Okay.
So I got a little bit ways to go, but then once I hit that 215, I'm going back to the gym.
Is it the basketball that's really doing it?
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not eating as much fast food. Like, so, I'm in the car a lot.
Yeah.
I've been trying to like
that's
cut
tough
back
because especially you driving all fucking day.
Yeah.
You got to meal prep like a motherfucker if you're not about to stop at the fucking closest fast food place.
Shout out to my wife because she be the one, like, she'll cook dinner on Saturday or Sunday for the whole week. Yes. And I'm like, all right, cool. I just won't eat shit. Like I might grab something for breakfast just because like sometimes I'm just getting out the bed and I'm dead ass tired. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just grab a breakfast sandwich from the truck or something. But for dinner, I know like I don't got to do shit. That's taken care of.
Yeah.
But for me, like, I think first of all, I hate, let me not say I hate because I'm very grateful, but I feel like as time progresses, I've fallen into the trap where it's like, all right, the more money you make, the more money you spend on shit, or the more expensive stuff you start doing. Yeah. So I feel like now if it's not like this big ass bouquet of flowers, which first of all, she's allergic. So I don't even know why I'm buying this shit in the first place.
Yeah, it kind of seems silly.
Stupid. But like I'm this societal norms and pressures or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm doing it because it's like you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, you're told to. Yeah, exactly. That comes to my point like previously, where it's like if you don't do that shit, right? Even if she's not like, oh, he's whack for not buying me the fucking flowers. You still feel like you got to buy the flowers. Yeah.
And it's I'm glad you brought that up. Back up because you talked about it a little bit earlier. I feel like these holidays and shits, there are psychological traps. And I know I'm like, it's a little bit of a reach, but bear with me here. If it weren't for holidays, do you think there would be times where you would just go out and spend crazy bread?
I think so.
Like on what though? Or when rather?
I don't think it'll be as regularly as holidays force us to be.
Yeah.
I think it would be like maybe a birthday. Right.
So some sort of like monumental.
But I think after a while, like even if it wasn't that, like we all get tired, right? We all feel like eventually we deserve something.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
So if it's like 6 to 7 months of just hard work and you're going to be like, yo, I need a fucking break. Yeah. You know what I mean? Then you would find that opportunity to treat you. Exactly. But the holidays just regulated. I feel like we're just like, all right, now it's fucking Valentine's Day.
I feel like the holiday shit is just like these countries' way of just tapping into our energy in our pockets. Because when I think about me personally, like if it weren't for like my wife wanting something, I would never go out and just spend money on bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, and then not to say the things that she wants is bullshit, but like, I'm not looking at purses just for me. Like, sure. Like I'm just not going to do that. But like they'll fuck you up because Valentine's Day, it could be anything. Like it's fair game. If she asks for something, oh, Valentine's Day is coming up, get me this. Yeah. You're going to go
figure it out. Yeah.
Because she's now not now, but like constantly being pressured by society to like look a certain kind of way or get treated a certain kind of way. And if she's not, then her girlfriends are looking like you like, well,
what's your man doing?
What the fuck is wrong with Larry? Like he working 7 days a week. He can't buy you roses. Like,
right.
That wild ass shit. And then like, Christmas comes around like, oh, what did Larry get you for Christmas? Like it's just constantly some shit where because they can't get directly to us, they go to the next thing closest to us, which is our partner. Mm-hmm. And now you ain't got no choice but to play game.
Yeah.
So you didn't ever watch Attack on Titan.
I watched the first 2 seasons.
Okay. I don't know if it was in the first 2 seasons, but do you remember, you probably seen the meme. Do you remember when Commander Irwin was standing on the wall
with the big ass fucking Titan.
The colossal, the armored Titan. He's looking over at him.
Mm-hmm.
That's
cold,
how they.
By the way, cold, crazy.
Most fire scene. It's a chess move. It's like, bro, I got this in play. Your girl, we gonna get her.
Mm-hmm.
And she gonna get you. Mm-hmm. So all you gotta do is pick.
Yeah.
America's just standing on the wall looking like,
what you gonna do?
What you gonna do? And it's like, yeah, I gotta take the bite.
Well, you know how like a conspiracy for a minute was like, oh, that holidays were like created by Hallmark for like Hallmark cards and shit.
I never heard that.
Yeah, it was like, oh, Hallmark card or the company Hallmark, created Valentine's Day so that we could be forced to buy cards.
I don't think they're that.
No. It's a thing,
sure,
right?
Sure.
So I was just like thinking, like Hallmark cards. You think there was like back in like caveman days, like Hallmark stones? It was like, I love you. And it was just fucking.
Nah, it probably was like, yo, can you design like a box? I'm
legit. I believe that the wheel was created so a man could drive away from his woman. Yeah, I need a fucking break. My man created the wheel to get up out of there as fast as possible.
Yo, I dead ass almost spit that shit all over myself. Because I knew where you was going even before you said it. I was like, nah, that's
necessity
crazy.
Creates things.
Yeah,
my man was like, I gotta get going quick.
The necessity is the mother of all inventions.
And my man, come on. Yeah. If you need to go, what's faster than the wheel?
Yeah. Yo, where was Fred Flintstone going to work? Yeah, he was going to work. Yeah. No, I was thinking like, damn, was he trying to get over? Nah, but Fred had it made for a dude who looked like that. Yeah, he had it made. Mm-hmm. Life was bad. He had a dog and a crib.
All right, chilling. Well, this was a fun episode. Valentine's Day.
Glad you thought so. I was a little nervous, man. Just full transparency, like I thought our last episode was always going to kill.
No, it was a good episode too.
Seeing as how like the prior ones had did so well, so I was like, okay, let me maybe stick to like on brand what we've been doing, and then just kind of like chop it up, make it something like you and I can like banter and even give like the people watching something to kind of think about and engage with. So hopefully everybody enjoyed the episode, and you guys make sure to like and comment and subscribe, so that I don't got to keep saying it every fucking week.
He's annoyed to you?
Like, say it again. Like I just feel like I'm begging you. Like, please, like no, I'm not even that type of person.
No,
like I would rather pay for your subscription than fucking beg you to do it.
That's hilarious. All right, man. I'll see y'all next week. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. Go Birds.
Yeah. If you don't like football, that's perfectly fine.